Welcome back, Towners. Today we're going to make a Mississippi pork roast. Let's get it. Welcome back, Towners. To start off this recipe here, we have our bone-in pork shoulder picnic roast. This is about a 3.5 pound roast here. And to get everything started, we went ahead and popped open the package, took the meat out and rinsed it under some water to get any of the juices or blood off of the meat, and patted it dry with some paper towels. Next, we took a knife and cut open the sides. We tried to cut open the sides, but we couldn't get into it that way, so we realized we had to get the knife underneath the meat and the skin and just run it along the sides of the meat. Try not to cut off too much meat while you're doing that, to save as much as you can. And when you get done with it, this will be the remaining skin flap that you'll see left over. You can save this if you like. You can use that to make your own chicharrones or pork skins, which I should have did. I ended up tossing it, and as soon as I threw it away, I was like, I should have kept that to just try it out to see how it works, because I've seen it done online but never done it before, but maybe next time. We went ahead and took our pork shoulder and placed it inside the Instant Pot and hit it with some heavy pinch of kosher salt and black pepper, because this is a large chunk of meat. We next took our Cooking with Thatown2 ranch seasoning. The ranch seasoning has some garlic powder, onion powder, parsley, dill, salt and pepper, and some citric acid in it. So added that to our meat, and then also added in about half of a yellow onion, about 10 or 12 pepperoncinis, along with about 1/8 of a cup of the juice from the pepperoncinis. And then next we added in some unsalted Kerrygold butter. I read the package wrong. I wasn't paying attention. It says 8 ounces, and I immediately equated that to a stick of butter, which is 8 tablespoons. So I just cut it in half and diced that up. So I only really wanted to add half a stick of butter, but I ended up adding a whole stick of butter. But it all worked out. Next, we added in a cup of water with a tablespoon of arrowroot flour. A teaspoon of arrowroot flour. Mixed that together to make a slurry, and poured that in to add that as a liquid for our Instant Pot to get everything going. We want to use that as a liquid also to help thicken up the sauce as it comes off of the meat. I went ahead and placed the lid on top of the Instant Pot, and then set the timer on the Instant Pot for 45 minutes. The meat on the pork shoulder needs to cook for about 15 minutes per pound, and I probably should have went for about 60 minutes, because it was 3.5 pounds, really closer to 4. Just let it go and cook in the meat as long as you possibly can to get everything nice and tender. But I went for 45 minutes and let it go for an additional natural release of 15 minutes. Just let it sit and cook in the liquid as long as possible. After we popped the lid on it after the 15 minutes, and this is how the meat looked coming out of the Instant Pot. You can see that nice yellowish green color from all of the ranch seasoning, the pickling juice, and the butter. All the meat just soaking in that throughout the whole cook process. Went ahead and used our tongs, and we just played around with it, trying to grab some of the pieces off. You can see it comes off rather easily, but it's not as tender as I wanted to go. So maybe going for that 60 minutes in the under the pressure cooker would have got it to the right consistency that we wanted to, but it all still worked out. We poured everything into a large Tupperware container and started to break up the meat. I have these UV gloves here that I've had for about 2 years and never used, and I realized why I never use them, because they suck. They suck at holding the heat. As soon as I put my hands into the meat to try to break everything up, I was like, this is really hot, and it started getting to the point to where I was like, I can't even do this. This is ridiculously too hot. So I just gave up and just swapped over to using the fork method to break everything up. I just got some tongs and just shredded up whatever meats were in larger chunks, and just worked it that way. Once we got everything shredded, and we went ahead and took all of the meat and put it into a bowl and put the juice into a saucepan, and we reduced that down for about 10 minutes. just enough to get it to the thickness that we wanted to get all that flavor constituted together, and poured that over top of the meat. And this was our final product. You can see the meat here is nice, juicy. It came out great. The flavor was excellent. All the butter that we added to it mixed in with the pickling juice from the pepperoncinis and the ranch seasoning. The pickling juice kind of reminds you of a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. You definitely get that pickle flavor from the liquid. The ranch seasoning works great with pork, and the butter just put it over the top. We had this for meal prep for the week for our meal prep clients, and we paired this with some we put down some cauliflower rice and poured the meat over top of it. Underneath the meat is the cauliflower rice, and then we have some buttered cabbage, as well as some lemon pepper broccoli. And this was the meal that we had. This came out very nice. Flavors were great. If anybody has any comments or questions, please feel free to hit us up in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy.
Enjoy. Please subscribe. Enjoy.
Hey Towners, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. All ingredients and directions are listed in the description box below each video. And as always, thank you guys for watching.